Hi everyone, I'm Bronwyn Fitz, an integrative gynecologist and functional medicine doctor. Today I'm going to talk about the fasting mimicking diet. So last month my blog was about intermittent fasting and we went over a few different techniques, and today I'm going to do a deep dive into the fasting mimicking diet and specifically the product called Prolon. So fasting mimicking diet is essentially a very specific meal plan researched and developed by Walter Longo and his research team out in California. The plan is 5 days and it consists of a very low calorie diet of easy to digest, plant-based food, plant and nut-based food, very low calorie, ranging from 750 to 1150 calories a day, only for 5 days. The idea behind a fasting mimicking diet is that when you limit the amount of calories your body sees, there's a bit of a stress response. And so your body goes into kind of a repair and recycle mode. It's not getting a lot of fuel from outside, and so it looks to fuel from the inside. So we're mobilizing fat as a source of fuel, which often happens with weight loss. But not only that, your body goes into this process called autophagy, where you start to use internal cellular components and broken down cells that weren't really working anyway, and the body uses those cellular components and recycles them and literally starts getting rid of, trimming away the parts of our body, the cells that really kind of needed to be kind of thrown out or recycled. So I like to think of it as kind of a spring cleaning, out with the old and with the new. Not only do they see that in research studies, they also see an increase in stem cell activity, meaning there's sort of a rejuvenation kind of process going on as well. So, the studies are really exciting. Walter Longo has published a pretty nice study looking at around 100 people where they used his Prolon Fasting Mimicking Diet for 5 days a month for 3 cycles. So you use it for 5 days and then you eat normally the rest of the month. You do that 3 times in a row, and what they saw were improvements in things like blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, insulin like growth factor, C-reactive protein, which is a measure of inflammation. The subjects in the study lost weight. They lost inches around their waist while maintaining muscle mass. So that's really key. And again, they saw a trend in this increase in stem cells. And it seemed like the benefits kind of got better each time they did this a cycle each month. There's lots of ongoing research. I mean, this is preliminary. The product has been on the market for a couple of years, but research is ongoing, and it's really exciting. They're looking at use of this fasting mimicking diet in all sorts of disease processes like cancer, diabetes, cognitive decline and dementia, multiple sclerosis and autoimmune diseases, as well as just cardiovascular and obesity and longevity. The hope is that this intermittent fasting might help with just long-term wellness and decreasing chronic illness. So the Prolon Fasting Mimicking Diet, it's a product that you can buy. I offer it to my patients. I do recommend having a healthcare practitioner guide you through this process. And the makers of Prolon at the company El Nutra, they also recommend having some guidance as you go through the process. Prolon is not for everyone. It is very low calorie. So side effects are weakness, lightheadedness. Certainly anyone who has diabetes, significant blood sugar problems, the weak, the chronically ill, the elderly, pregnant, nursing, these are all people, anyone with an eating disorder or who's underweight, these are all people who really are not good candidates for doing this program and really shouldn't do it. The Prolon food also has nuts, so unfortunately it's not appropriate for households with people with nut allergies. I've done the Prolon cycle twice now, and I'm pretty excited by the results. I found that the food was pretty good. I mean, it is hard. You know, you're not eating a lot of calories. I have a new relationship with hunger. I'm sort of like make friends with hunger. You kind of get used to hunger. It's not a sensation that you immediately try to get rid of right away. You kind of live with it for a while, and then it's not as bothersome. You don't really feel it as much. But definitely a little bit low energy. You're not supposed to do a lot of exercise while you're doing the cycle. By the end of each cycle, I felt like my skin was better, my energy was, was great. I was waking up feeling energized, which is different for me. And I lost weight, and I lost inches around my body. I don't usually measure myself, but for the sake of this experiment, I thought I would. I did lose weight. I lost inches around my waist and my thighs. After the first cycle, I lost about 3.5 pounds. After the second cycle, I've lost about 5 pounds so far. My weight did go back up between cycles, and I'm curious to see if it's going to do that again. The scientists at El Nutra and the representatives who I spoke to there said the improvements that the subjects in the research trials saw seem to get better each time. So there's sort of an additive effect. So they do really encourage you, if you do try Prolon, to commit to doing it for the first 3 consecutive months. And then after that, you determine how often you want to do it. So I'm really excited about Prolon fasting, intermittent fasting, the fasting mimicking diet rather. And I'm happy to offer to my patients. We can check labs, we can monitor those parameters of weight and blood pressure and all of the biomarkers we want to look at. So if you're interested in learning more, working with me, please reach out to me. The office number is 203-900-4194, and my website is women'sintegrativehealth.com, and I look forward to hearing from you.